Welcome back, dear student, and Jai Swaminarayan. Previously, we were understand about what do you mean by the error, what are the different types of the error, how the error can be estimation of the random error. In the estimation of the random error, we were understand about absolute error, percentage error, right, relative error, fractional error, right. This all the type of the error is used to estimate the error in the physical quantity, right. So dear student, while we are performing some experiment, we need to measure the several physical quantity. Some of the physical quantity can be combination of the other physical quantity. So dear student, we need to understand how the errors are combined when the one physical quantity which we can obtain in terms of the combination of the other physical quantity, what will be the error in the physical quantity, right, we need to understand. So for example, if we consider the one physical quantity is obtained by the addition of the two physical quantity, or we can say that the subtraction of the two physical quantity, multiplication of the two physical quantity, and division of the two physical quantity. So what will be the error in the physical quantity which we obtain by the combination of the several physical quantity? So dear student, in this video we will discuss about the combination of the errors in a several physical quantities, right. So what do you mean by that combination of error? First, so if a quantity depends on two or more other quantities, the combination of error in the two quantities help to determine and predict the error in the resultant quantity, right. Suppose the quantity can be obtained by the combination of two or more other quantities, the combination of the error is help us to determine and predict the error in the final resultant quantity. For example, if we want to measure the density of the object, what is the formula of the density? You know that, right? What is the formula of the density? So density is the mass divided by volume. So density is the ratio of mass to the volume of the substance. So dear student, here to measure the density, we need to measure the mass of the object, we need to measure the volume of the object. So for the volume we measure the length, breadth, height of the object, right. So while we are measuring the mass and the size of the object, there will be some error. It is possible that there will be some error in the measurement, right. So what will be the error in the density of the substance? We can calculate easily by the combination of the error. So if we have errors in the measurement of mass and the measurement of the size or dimension, we must know what the error will be in the density of the substance, right. So here we know the error in the mass, error in the dimension, length, breadth, height. So we can easily calculate what will be the error in the density of the substance. So dear student, for that purpose we use the combination of the error. So first of all, the error in a sum or a difference, right? Error in a sum or a difference. Suppose the one physical quantity can be obtained by the addition of the other physical quantity, by the subtraction of the other physical quantity. So how the error should be combined, right, in the sum and the difference of the physical quantity. Suppose two physical quantities A and B have measured value. We measure the two physical quantity A and B. Anyway, anyone. The suppose we take the one physical quantity is A and another physical quantity is measured B. So physical quantity must be represented in terms of error, right? So the measured value of the physical quantity is A plus minus delta A, where delta is the absolute error in the physical quantity A, or we can say that the average absolute error in the physical quantity A, right? So delta A is the average absolute error in A and delta B is the average absolute error in a physical quantity B. So here we measure the two physical quantities A plus minus delta A. So range of the physical quantity is A plus delta A and A minus delta A. B plus minus delta B. So range of the physical quantity B is B plus delta B and B minus delta B. So here delta A and delta B is the error in a average absolute error in A and B respectively. Now we obtain the another physical quantity which is the sum of these two physical quantity A and B. So we obtain the physical quantity Z which is the sum of A and B. So we can write like this: Z is equal to A plus B, right? So now if there will be some error produced in A, error is in a B, so definitely we can say that the error is also produced in a Z, right? So A માં error છે, B મેઝરમેન્ટમાં પણ error છે, તો Z મેઝરમેન્ટમાં પણ શું થશે? Error હશે ને હશે જ. So what will be the error in a physical quantity Z, right? So if the average absolute error in Z is a delta Z, then we can write Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A plus B plus minus delta B, right? So dear student, in this situation, if we think about that, A plus B, it is equal to Z. So it will cut out. But the average absolute error in a Z, therefore the average absolute error in a Z, delta Z is equal to plus minus delta A plus minus delta B. So the average absolute error in a Z can be represented with the several combination of the absolute error in A and absolute error in B. So if we take both the error plus, the average absolute error is a maximum, right? So the maximum average absolute error in a Z is equal to delta Z is equal to delta A plus delta B, right? So while two physical quantities are added, the maximum absolute error in the resultant physical quantity is the sum of the individual absolute error, right? Now what about in the difference, right? We obtain the physical quantity Z which is the difference of this physical quantity A and B, right? So Z, we can write Z is equal to A minus B. Now if the absolute error in Z is a delta Z, then we can write like this: Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A minus B plus minus delta B. So in this case also, the average absolute error in a Z is equal to combination of the delta A and delta B. So plus minus delta A plus minus delta B, we get the four combination: plus delta A plus delta B, plus delta A minus delta B, minus delta A plus delta B, and minus delta A minus delta B. So among these all the four combination of the error in delta A and delta B, what will be the maximum error? So the maximum error is also in this case is plus delta A and plus delta B. So in the difference also, the maximum absolute error in a Z is the addition of the individual absolute error, right? So hence we make a one rule for the error in sum or a difference. The common rule for the error in sum and a difference of the two physical quantity. When the two physical quantities are added or subtracted, the maximum absolute error in the final result is the sum of the absolute error in the individual physical quantities. So dear student, understand about how the errors are combined in a sum and difference of the several physical quantities. So when the two or more physical quantities are added or subtracted, the maximum absolute error in the final result is the sum of the absolute error in the individual physical quantity. Dear student, understand how the errors are combined in a sum or difference of two or more physical quantity, right? So let us understand with the help of the one example. So how the errors are combined in the sum or a difference in the several physical quantity, right? So let us discuss one example. Example number 2.8. The temperatures of the two bodies measured by the thermometer are T1 is equal to 20 degrees Celsius plus minus 0.5 degree Celsius and T2 is equal to 50 degrees Celsius plus minus 0.5 degree Celsius. Calculate the temperature difference and the error in it, right? So dear student, here the temperature of the two bodies is given to you. The temperature of the first body T1 is equal to 20 degrees Celsius. So this 20 degrees Celsius is a true value of the measurement, or we can say the mean value of the measurement, and 0.5 degrees Celsius, that is the average absolute error in the measurement of the temperature of first body, right? So 20 degrees Celsius plus minus 0.5. So error in a measurement of the first temperature is 0.5 degrees Celsius. Similarly, the temperature of the other body T2 is equal to 50 degrees Celsius plus minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. So here the error in second measurement is also 0.5 degree Celsius. Now what will be the temperature difference, right? So the temperature difference delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. So here T2 is given to you 50 degrees Celsius plus minus error is 0.5 degree Celsius, right? And minus T1 is 20 degrees Celsius plus minus error 0.5 degree Celsius. So final temperature, how we can subtract this? We subtract true value directly. So 50 degrees Celsius minus 20 degrees Celsius, we get the answer 30 degree Celsius. So the temperature difference is 30 degrees Celsius. But what will be the error in the temperature difference, right? Error in a subtraction or addition, we must add the absolute error. So the addition of this error in both the measurement 0.5 plus 0.5, we get the 1 degree Celsius. So final result is 30 degrees Celsius plus minus 1 degree Celsius. So error in the difference of the temperature is a 1 degree Celsius, which is the addition of individual errors 0.5 degree Celsius and 0.5 degree Celsius. Now further, this question may be asked like this, what will be the percentage error in the temperature difference? So how we can calculate the percentage error in this temperature difference? So what is the formula of the percentage error? The percentage error is a ratio of absolute average absolute error to the true value, right? Multiply by 100. So here the average absolute error in a final result in a temperature difference is a 1 degree Celsius, right? So we put a 1 divided by true value is a 30 degrees Celsius multiply by 100. If you calculate this, we get a percentage error in a temperature difference. What will be the answer? You can calculate by yourself also, right? 100 divided by 30, that means approximately 3.3 percentage. So the percentage error in the temperature difference is a 3.3%. So dear student, understand this example. Similar example is given, any similar example is given to you, sum or a difference, we must have to add the error in a final result, right? So next, now dear student, try to solve the similar example given in this statement. Here the two resistance of the two resistor are to be measured are R1 is equal to 100 ohm plus minus 3 ohm and R2 is equal to 200 ohm plus minus 4 ohm. When these two resistors are connected in a series, calculate the percentage error in the equivalent resistance, right? Now dear student, you know that when the two resistors are connected in a series, the equivalent resistance is a sum of the individual resistance. So the equivalent resistance in the series connection R is equal to R1 plus R2, and put the value of R1, R2 and calculate the value of R, and after calculating the value of R, what we get the answer? 100 plus 200, we get the answer. True value of the equivalent resistor is 300 and absolute error in the equivalent resistor is addition of this individual resistance. 3 plus 4, we get the 7, and after that calculate the percentage error, right? So try this example by yourself. Now next point is that error of a product or a quotient. What will be the error produced while the two or more physical quantities are multiplied or divided? While the two physical quantities are multiplied, what will be the error in a final result, right? So suppose similarly, suppose we take a two physical quantities A and B have measured value A plus minus delta A and B plus minus delta B respectively, right? So the measurement of A is A plus minus delta A. Measurement of B is B plus minus delta B, where delta A and delta B are the absolute error. Now we obtain the another physical quantity Z, which is the product of these two physical quantity A and B, right? So we write obtain the physical quantity Z is equal to A multiplied by B. Now if the absolute error in the Z is delta Z, then we can write Z plus minus delta Z is equal to A plus minus delta A multiply B plus minus delta B. So if we open this bracket, we get the four terms: A multiplied by B plus minus B multiplied by delta A plus minus A delta B plus minus delta A delta B. Now this term delta A delta B is very small compared to the other term. So neglect is right. So this term, neglect this term. So dividing LHS by Z and RHS by AB. So if we divide this term LHS by Z, ZZ cut down, we get the 1 plus minus delta Z by Z. So what is the delta Z by Z? Relative error in a Z. So here we obtain the relative error in a Z. AB divided by AB, we get the 1 plus minus delta A by A plus minus delta B by B plus minus delta A by A, delta B by B. So here this term delta A by A multiplied by delta B by B is very small compared to the other term. So neglect this term. So neglect this term, right? We get the maximum relative error in a Z, right? The maximum relative error in a Z. In the previous case, addition or subtraction, we get the maximum absolute error. Here, in this case, product or quotient, right? The maximum relative error in a Z, delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. So, in the case of the when the two physical quantities are in a multiplication, the maximum relative error in a final result is the sum of the individual relative error. So similarly, in the quotient also, when the several two physical quantities are in a division, the maximum relative error is the sum of the individual relative error, right? So we summarize that when the two physical quantities are multiplied, A multiplied by B or A divided by B, the maximum relative error delta Z by Z is equal to the sum of the individual relative errors in the multiplier, right? So when the two or more physical quantities are in a multiplication or in a division, the maximum relative error in the final result is the sum of the individual relative errors, right? Understand? So hence we make a rules for the multiplied and divide, right? When the two quantities are multiplied or divided, the maximum relative error in the result is the sum of the relative errors in the multiplier. So dear student, let us take one example for the more understanding about how the errors are combined in a product and a divide quotient, right? Example number 2.9 in the textbook, right? The resistance of the conductor is measured R is equal to V by R, right? You know that the formula of the Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. From this, the resistance R is equal to V divided by I, where V is equal to 100 plus minus 5 volt and I is equal to 110 plus minus 0.2 ampere. Find the percentage error in a R, right? So as the previous rules, we know that when the two physical quantities are multiplied or divided, right, the maximum relative error, or we can say that the percentage error also in the final result is the sum of the individual relative error or the individual percentage error. So here we know that given that V is equal to 100 plus minus 5 volt, right? V is equal to 100 plus minus 5 volt. 100 is the true value of the V and 5 is the average absolute error in a V, right? So the percentage error in V, how we can calculate? Delta V by V multiplied by 100. So delta V we put a value 5 divided by v true value is a 100 multiply by 100 we get the 5%. So dear student, the percentage error in a v or relative error is a 5 divided by 100 but percentage error is a 5%. Similarly, I is equal to 10 plus minus 0.2. So we write I is equal to 10 plus minus 0.2 ampere. So the true value of the I is 10 and the absolute error in I is a 0.2 ampere. So the percentage error in I, relative error is delta I by I, but we calculate the percentage error in I is equal to delta I by I multiplied by 100. 0.2 divided by 10 multiplied by 100 we get the 2%. So here the 2% is the percentage error in I and 5% is the percentage error in V, right? So according to the rule number 2, right, R is equal to V by I. So percentage error in R, delta R by R multiplied by 100, right? You can write or not, it doesn't matter, right? Delta R by R is equal to delta V by V plus delta I by I. Percentage error in R is the sum of the individual percentage error. So delta V by V plus delta I by I, we get delta V by V 5% and delta I by I 2%, we get the answer 7%. So dear student, here the percentage error is also the sum of the individual percentage error. So dear student, understand this example. Now next combination of the error is error in case of measured quantity rise to the power. So when the measured physical quantity is a power of the several physical quantity, how the errors are produced in the final result. Suppose the physical quantity A has measured value A plus minus delta A. Now we obtain the another physical quantity Z, which is the A square, right? We can take the any of the power A cube, A raised to 4. So suppose Z is obtained by A square. So what will be the maximum relative error? And the Z is obtained by Z is equal to A square. Here we measure the value A is equal to A plus minus delta A, and we obtain the Z is equal to in the form of the A square of the measured physical quantity, right? So here we use the only the rules of the multiplication. Here we write like Z is equal to A multiplied by A. So what will be the maximum relative error in a Z? Right, the maximum relative error in a Z, delta Z by Z is the sum of the individual relative error. So first quantity is delta A by A plus delta A by A. We get the 2 times delta A by A. So here square is there. So the maximum relative error in Z is the twice the maximum relative error in a A. So the relative error in the Z is 2 times the relative error in A. Suppose here Z is measured by a cube. So the maximum relative error in Z is a 3 times the maximum relative error in A. So hence we make a rules. The relative error in a physical quantity rise to the power k is the k times the relative error in the individual measurement, right? So the relative error in the physical quantity rise to the power k is the k times the relative error in the individual physical quantity. के जितना पावर होगा फिजिकल क्वांटिटी का उतनी एरर उतना टाइम्स एरर क्या होगी बढ़ जाएगी, राइट? સો જેટલો અહીં આગળ ફિઝિકલ ક્વોન્ટિટીનો પાવર હશે 2 હશે તો એની અંદર જેટલી એરર હશે એના 2 ટાઈમ્સ થઈ જશે. જો અહીંયા એનો પાવર 3 હશે તો એની અંદર જેટલી એરર હશે એની 3 ટાઈમ્સ એરર શું હશે? Z ની અંદર હશે. So dear student, the physical quantity which has a more power must be measured accurately, right? So hence we make a rules, right? The relative error in a power is a kth times the relative error in the individual physical quantity, right? So in general we can write like this: Z is obtained in terms of the A, B and C, right? Here the Z is obtained in terms of A, B and C. Z is equal to A raised to power P, B raised to power Q and C raised to power R, right? So what will be the relative error in Z, right? So the relative error in Z is a relative error in A, relative error in B and relative error in C, sum of individual relative error. But here the power is that much time increase in the error. So in the error, relative error A, delta A by A plus delta B by B and plus delta C by C. We add a power, multiply a power with the relative error. So the maximum relative error in Z is equal to P times the relative error in A plus Q times the relative error in B plus R times the relative error in C. So in this, the physical quantity which has a more power must be measured accurately. Why? Because the error in a final result is the power times the error in the individual measurement, right? So here we obtain the important points in the combination of the error. The physical quantity which has more power must be measured accurately. કેમ આપણે એક્યુરેટલી મેઝર કરવાનું? કેમ કે જેટલો પાવર વધારે હશે એટલા ટાઈમ્સ એરર શું થઈ જશે? મલ્ટીપ્લાય થઈ જશે. એટલા ટાઈમ્સ એરર શું થશે? વધી જશે. So that the physical quantity which has a more power must be measured accurately, right? So now we understand with the help of example. Example number 2.11. Find the relative error in Z if Z is equal to obtained by A raised to 4, B raised to 1 by 3 divided by C D raised to 3 by 2. So which physical quantity here we need to measure more accurately? Yes, physical quantity A we must be measured accurately because it has a highest power, right? So what will be the relative error in Z? So relative error in Z is delta Z by Z is a 4 times the relative error in A plus 1 by 3 times the relative error in B plus C का पावर है नहीं, that means the relative error in C plus 3 by 2 times the relative error in D, right? Or instead of this we can also write in the terms of the percentage error. So to obtain the percentage error in Z we just multiply in all the terms by 100. Percentage error in a Z, delta Z by Z is equal to 4 into percentage error in A, 1 by 3 into percentage error in B plus delta C by C, percentage error in C plus 3 by 2 percentage error in D. So the example can also be asked in the terms of that. So if Z is equal to A raised to 4, B raised to 1 by 3, C D raised to 3 by 2. If the percentage error in A is a 4%, percentage error in B is a 3%, percentage error in C is a 2%, and percentage error in D is a 6%. Calculate the percentage error in Z. So instead of by writing this formula, we put all the values of the percentage error, individual percentage error. We get the answer, right? So so dear student, I hope that you understand the combination of the errors and how the errors are combined in the addition or subtraction, multiplication and division, right? Thank you watching for my video.